Okay folks, time to start again. We've got the weather happening out there is like a really wet sort of a day. We've had wet weather pretty well for most of today. So let's just get back to the progy and get my shit happening. This micro SD card has got 18 gigabytes left. Hopefully we can finish this demo set with that much. But yeah, it's been a real wet day today and a bit windy as well. Wondering how big we're going to make this. We're going to look at the original. Feel very hungry, folks, as I always do on my diet. I do believe I've lost some weight. It's good to lose weight slowly rather than quick. So hopefully when I go to the dietitian tomorrow, it'll all be good. And I'll get weighed and find out that I've lost weight, albeit a fairly small amount. Let's see how we go with this piece. Okay, let's see what we have. We have here 4 coloured skulls. Interesting. We're going to make something interesting out of this. I don't know why people like to worship death, why they think death is such a wonderful thing to do, to interest. I know for a fact I used to be afraid of death, so I've never... A4 by A3, that should be a simple enlargement, but basically a reduction. So basically, yeah, it's not something that I really liked, death. No, I hated it, folks. I was actually afraid of it. I was afraid of dying and going to a bad place. We're just going to do that first, and then we're going to just keep it simple. I'm going to put it on 100 for the... But basically, the death was a real scary thing for me, and it made me do some stupid things in my life. And it's responsible, this fear of death is responsible for me not being with my future husband Luigi. That I had opportunities when I was young and I didn't take the opportunities that I had, and now I'm trying to get my stuff on television because of this, of what the fear of death did to me and my fucking partner Luigi. So my fear of death just fucked everything up, and it's really difficult trying to win back what you no longer have, and that is this beautiful relationship that I could have had with Luigi. So I'm trying my best to get this stuff out there on TV. I'm just trying to get it on TV so I can find where Luigi is, because I know that TV is a real powerful, all-pervasive medium. It's a really powerful thing to have, and if I can get this stuff of mine here on television, I'll be able to locate my long-lost partner, and I'll be able to hopefully put the past behind me and just not be angry and pissed off with myself for being so afraid of death that I fucked up my life. I know I'm going to a happy place, and so is Luigi. So I've settled my score with death. It doesn't scare me anymore, which is really good. It's like freedom, folks. To no longer be afraid of death is a form of freedom, and it's a freedom that we all should have. Otherwise we fail to achieve what we're capable of if we're frightened of dying. Otherwise we just fuck up. We fuck everything up. Our lives, other people's lives. Death becomes a fucking pain in the ass, but it doesn't have to be that way. Let's see if this looks any good. Yeah, that looks interesting. I wouldn't say it's what I want, but basically, yeah, I just trying my best to get my stuff recognised as an artist. And I had the opportunity when I was young to be well known as a photocopier artist, but I didn't because of this fear of death. So I'm really just trying to pay back what I did wrong and trying to get back what I got, what I lost. So I'm trying to get on the primetime news, folks, to get in touch with Luigi. That's his name, Luigi. He's a really nice, beautiful person. He's a beautiful soul. Wonder if we're going to use that as our master copy, or if we're going to, wondering what we're going to do with it, or maybe do another one. But basically I'm trying to get in touch with Luigi and trying to win back what I'd lost, because I love Luigi and I know he loves me and he misses me, and he's forgiven me for what I did, which is the kind of guy that he is. I know that he has. I know intuitively he's forgiven me. He doesn't hold grudges against people, even when they fuck him over. He's that kind of guy who you can just love, who you can just really, really adore. I'm just wondering why this is not looking any good. But basically, yeah, I just really miss him, and it's a difficult place trying to find him again when the past is all pervasive. And now that looks interesting. Wondering if maybe we could just take a section out of that, or maybe we just do another one. Fuck. This is a really difficult one, folks. I'm having difficulties trying to get this to look good. But basically I'm really lost without Luigi. I really miss him. He's a beautiful soul that really needs me as well as I need him. And it's really difficult trying to find him. Social media alone isn't going to cut it. I know social media is powerful. I know it's got a lot of clout, but it doesn't have as much clout alone as TV. It doesn't have the same amount of clout as TV. I'm wondering if we're going to use this one. I don't know. This is a difficult one, folks. But basically, yeah, I'm trying my best to try to get my partner, to get him, just to find him. It's not an easy thing to do, trying to get this stuff happening. And having COVID-19 always there, but it's not just COVID-19, there's been other news things as well as COVID-19. It's really difficult trying to get this stuff out there, trying to use the as much as possible social media, because social media does have a presence now. It does have a lot of clout, but it's never going to have as much clout as free-to-air television. Free-to-air TV is the ultimate piece. It's the ultimate media, kind of media that you can use. And social media is, in many ways, cannot be used on its own. It has to lead to mainstream media, because basically you could say that social media is like, on its own, is like people power, like what activism is. And there's nothing wrong with activism per se, but it has to have I guess you could call it a destination, and destination for all kinds of changes or movements of change. They must hook into free-to-air TV. Otherwise it's just protests and people power, and it doesn't work. You have to have the power of the media to complete the tasks that you have at hand. So, it's really all well to have a goal. I mean, I've got certain goals in mind as well, but I need the mainstream media to complete what I'm doing here. And it's the only way I'm going to find where Luigi is. Social media isn't going to cut it, although of course it's the backbone of what I'm doing, but alone it just can't achieve anything. It's an underground, social media on its own is underground, and again it's all about taking the underground and raising it to the surface so that everyone will see what I'm presenting here and see it. And I've done the wrong thing with the enlargement, I do think. So yeah, social media is a great tool, but it must be augmented with mainstream media. I'm just wondering, it looks like I've enlarged it a bit too big, or maybe it's all right like that. But yeah, it's really difficult trying to get the word out, because we've got to find where Luigi is. And if it all stays underground, no one's going to know, because people are more likely to switch on the television I know social media does get used a lot, like people do not just turn on their televisions, but they do keep looking at their phones. Often they do it when they're out and about. So it goes to show that social media has really, really come of age, but it has to be augmented with mainstream media. Otherwise it's still fairly much an underground sort of a situation you have. And I'm trying to go above to find Luigi, and it's really difficult trying to find someone that's been lost for so long. And I need the mainstream media, or should I say in particular, for this is video work that I do. I need TV to help me to find where Luigi is. Let's see how we go. So yeah, we need the mainstream media, or the television in particular, to get my stuff across, to get it out there, and then someone might know someone as something about to the whereabouts where my partner is. Otherwise I'll never find him, and that'll be really tragic. Have tragic consequences. Anyway, that looks interesting. I think now we can call this demo quits.